Hello and welcome. My name is Jürgen Rinelli and I'm a software consultant. Today, within my Endpoint Central series, I'm gonna cover the troubleshooting. So have fun watching. Alright, so let's do some troubleshooting, won't we? Troubleshooting can be in different ways. So let's first start when we go to the agent. When you have a trouble with the agents, when you go here and have your overview, you will have agent last versions, agent last contact time, and even agent installation failed. When there are some errors, you will find them here within the informations on that particular client then. Might be in connection error or access denied, or there is the admin dollar not reachable or something like that. Okay, so the next thing when it comes to the agent, when you are not able to install them, push them, or they're not connecting, not talking to the server, always red those systems, never green. I will suggest you go to the agent on one of the machines. Let's open the agent here. So when you go through the machine in the agent, start the troubleshoot. And within here, when you start the troubleshooting tool, you will see from agent side, from that way, what might be wrong. And this is checking now everything. And while it is checking everything, I'll show you where to access the troubleshooting tool as well. So you can access this here through the C drive, program files, and manage engine. Yeah, it's still x86 UEMS agent. And then within the bin folder, you will see the agent troubleshooting tool. You can access it from here as well when there is no agent shown. When there is no agent tray icon shown, that's another thing. Then you can access the even here through the bin, the agent tray icon. Let's have a look where it is. Who finds it first? Here, DC agent tray icon. Access this, execute this as administrator, and usually it should be shown. If not immediately, it might take a reboot. All right. So agent troubleshooting tool can be accessed here, and the tray icon can be shown from here when it is not shown in the beginning. Cool. Then let's get that down. Our troubleshooting has been running through, so everything is fine here. Yeah, Active Directory. As you know, I don't have an Active Directory. And you can click on the error, AD connection failed. Reason the server could not be contacted. Yeah, there is no such server. That's the reason. So for every particular issue, there is a information port. Maybe port is not reachable. The public FQDN is not reachable. Distribution server is not reachable. Notification server, that's a big issue. A lot of times the port 8027 very often is not open on both sides. So that might be an issue for communication. Right. Then let's minimize that. When it comes to the ports, get through that list. I show you that it will be linked in the video and below within the description, so you do not need now to write it. Just a second, I'll open something. All right, here we are again. This is the system requirements from Endpoint Central. So there is the system requirements, the usual requirements regarding the hardware requirements and such things. We've seen that already when we had that installation video. What I want to show you now regarding the troubleshooting is the LAN architecture and the WAN architecture. Here you will find all the necessary ports. No, I don't want to have a price quote. Thank you. Here is ports used by Endpoint Central. Go through that list and you might, you might find the reason here. Sometimes the network administrators might not they might have made an update somewhere on a firewall or something like that, and then the ports might get mixed up. I don't know. I don't want to talk negatively. All this happens, especially when it comes to the mobile device management part. When you begin with Endpoint Central, you might not use the mobile device manager, so the mobile device management ports might be still closed because you thought we will do that in a later time. So this might be a reason failing MDM. And there is the OS deployment, and here you find ports, 3 ports, port 135, 139, and 445. Those 3 ports are known as the push ports within Endpoint Central. So when you want to push the agents through the computer's dialog, then you need those ports open. And for the WAN architecture, let's scroll back up. WAN architecture, you find other informations over here, and even here the ports again. All right, let's switch back to the console, won't we? Here we are again. So those 3 ports I mentioned for the push installation are the ports used to go add computers. Here, add computers, and have a look which computers you have in here, and then publish them. Okay, fine. That's about the ports and the agent when it is not communicating, when it's still all the time red, and you say, all right, the agent is there, and what's happening, why it is not online, or maybe the OS, the tools is not working. Yeah, there is another port here within the tools. This port, the 8443, is mentioned within the documentation I showed previously. But you can change that port here if it is needed, if you need that port for something else. All right, as well, the RDS gateway. Where is my troubleshooter? Yeah, this RDS gateway. Yeah, this is the reason when you cannot do any troubleshooting through the tools. Remote connection is failing. Yes, there is the dialog shown on the client you want to connect to for the user that he allows you to get into his session, but the session will not be able to get established. So this is the port, the 8443. You will see that within the troubleshoot here when that port is red. All right, let's close. Let's minimize that. We will need that later again. So when it comes to the patches, threats and patches, when you deploy something, I have everything green. It is a new installation, but you will find maybe here failed. So then just go into your summary and have a look at the execution status, and here, when it is failed again, it might show deployment failed, not really helpful. But when you dig deeper, just go in here and have it, there is not applicable, the status. So this is something showing more. Yeah, again, it is not a real good information, more if something happens, you will find within the logs then. Let's go to the software deployment. Even here we have configurations. Everything is executed here. I have no failures. It is really hard to force a failure within Endpoint Central. I have to admit that. So let's say WireGuard, the execution has been failed and the reason is not really clear within the execution status and something. Then let's switch to the agent tray icon again. Let's go in here in the troubleshooter. Let's view the logs. So I can show you here the software deployment. Let's see. That's the software deployment log. And by the way, that's the name of that particular log. So when you go into the log directory directly, what would be in the agent tray, in the agent root folder, that logs folder. So there are a lot of logs in there, 177 items. So which log is the correct one? So here within that view logs, log viewer, you'll see it sorted in categories. And that's the particular name. All right, and even the address where it is, the URL is shown when you hover over it. Okay, we wanted to see how to troubleshoot. So I have that configuration. Something went wrong. So on that system, I just copy here that ID, that deployment ID. Copy. Let's go back in here. The software installation, and there is a search field. So just copy paste and then you will find it. You will find the beginning of the package and what actions have been performed and even the outcome later. And when there are any errors, they will be printed here. The same is for the patch management. Even here you have your files. Patch scan, not necessary. Patch drivers, only for the drivers. And for the patch events and such, you will find everything in here. Cool thing. So now let's close that. The most important logs, the names of that logs. I will have a list of that logs below the video description as well. Now there is something else within the agent's remote offices. What's when you have a distribution server installed in a remote office. Yeah, then this distribution server has its replication status and something like that, and it might fail. It might have an issue. The distribution server might not be connecting or something, and you don't know the reason. So even there, go to the particular machine where you install that distribution server, and even here within the logs, then within the root folder, you will find not only UEMS agent, you will find UEMS distribution server, and within that distribution server, again within that bin folder, you will find a distribution server troubleshooter. It's nearly the same thing like the agent troubleshooting tool, but that troubleshooting tool is particular only for the distribution server. So run that then, and you will find the same answers as like within the agent troubleshooting tool. As well, I would suggest you to configure alert profiles to monitor the remote offices. So there, get an alert when a distribution server is down, or even when a distribution server disk space is low. That will help you with notifications to get, to be quicker with detecting when there is an issue. So that's some basic troubleshooting possibilities, the first things I would have a look on. As well, you might experience issues with when you open a module having that oops dialog, something went wrong, that you are not able to open something, or a page when you go and switch to another module, a page might not, might always be white, might not load correctly. That is usually a sign for a cache problem. So try to empty your cache, or if you wish, prior emptying the cache, try to access the console through a private or incognito tab, if it's loading then correctly. As well, if this won't help, sometimes it helps then that you stop and then start the Endpoint Central service. So that's here, the service. Here you find all the services. The Manage Engine UEMS server, you do not need to reboot all the complete machine. Yeah, it is only necessary to stop that service and then run it again. Please don't do that reboot thingy, that restarts thingy. Go to stop and then start it again. In my experience, it is over 40 years now IT experience. I came a lot of times across issues just restarting something, and yeah, it is just not emptying or stopping everything. If you go on restart, it might not happen everything. So as well, when it comes to the OS deployment, there might be an issue with the PXE. So there, let's go to the admin settings. Here you have the central server PXE service. You can stop it here and start it here again if you want. That might help. And then just give it a bit of time. When you click here on start, it might go and start and show here really, really quick. Give it some time, give it a few minutes, and then try your deployment again. Even here, within the deployments, when you see that deployment status, here you find more informations. We have it failed. Yeah, failed is not really helpful. So just click on here and there you will find information. Not enough RAM space is available. Try again after increasing RAM size. And even here, post-deployment activities, whatever in whatever status it gave an error, you will find it here. And even that's there you can find some log files, and those log files are again within the system. But now don't you have to locate your root directory of the server, and this is here, UEMS server. And even here you have a logs folder. The most important logs, I will again have it posted below the video description. Then there is another thing when it comes to software deployment, where it could have give some issues. When you have created packages, all right, and you deploy those packages, and they don't want to be installed whatever you try. You do that install software computer thingy, and yeah, it won't work as a system user. So that might be because, try it as a run as a specific user with other credentials. But if it still fails, it might be because that software might need an installation user-based. So try that as well. Here you can run it again in the user context as system user, having it to public, or have it at to only the target user. Okay, or even a specific user again can be used within the context on the app data on that systems. All right, to help you there within the for the templates, and again, when you deploy a package and it won't install like that, with pushing, you can try as well through the self-service portal. Put it in within the self-service portal and try executing it like that. Might be helpful as well. But when it comes to that particular software where you say that's user-based, but how to know if it is user-based or computer-based? Manage Engine changed something within the templates now in order to help you there. It is quite new that, so you can search here just for user, and then just get it sorted Windows maybe, and here you have the user specific. You can search for users, user specific. So there you know all that software is user specific dialog. Okay. Another reason for a failure of software deployment might be that when you create a package and you choose from a shared folder, that shared folder is not accessible for everyone. And using that shared folder will download directly to every client through that shared folder. Using the from local computer, here through that dialog, you'll upload into the HTTP repository of the server the binaries, all that files. And that files can be then when it comes to remote offices with distribution servers, be even replicated to the distribution servers. So even that might be an issue when the network share is not accessible for everyone. So how to find out about the network share? Go back to the software deployment, and then let's go to the software repository. Here you have that software repository. Accessing the share using credentials, you can add even an own, and you will find here you have all the necessary rights, permissions you have to give for that repository. Within the MDM section, there might be issues. Again, that's mostly the communication, and there it is the ports again. And when it comes to the MDM, even though if you do not need it, use it for the other for the other modules, when it comes to the MDM, please have that secure gateway server in place in the DM set. Especially when it comes to enrollment or communication with Apple devices, there are particular ports needed for Apple. So go through that WAN architecture list I showed you earlier. Having old data shown. When you say, that's not true, that device I already deleted, or that device has a new memory or something like that, that's always the scan time. So go to the inventory, and then here you have that schedule scan. The inventory scan, check if there is a daily based inventory scan, or when you have it, how you have it configured. and all the other application control, malware protection, all the other tools as well, modules, you will find the logs again here within the log viewer. Application control, device control, BitLocker, browser security, Dex Manager Plus, and others. Having issues when you have, let's say, Service Desk Plus integrated, or as the ticketing system, or Analytics Plus, or other solutions, and data is not transferred, is not correct, or something is wrong on the other side. So then just go to the admin section and check the integrations, check the integration status. Go on there, wherever you have an integration. I don't have Service Desk Plus, I'm sorry, but when you have integrations, go there, go into your ServiceNow settings, Jira, Zendesk, whatever, all those integrations. There you will find answers if something is red, or maybe the RP key has to be renewed or something like that. And a very common problem is within, let's say, Service Desk Plus, when you connect with Service Desk Plus, and within Service Desk Plus, usually you can access Endpoint Central as well, execute software deployment, patches, or having a remote session. When it is not shown on on one particular user, that means that that user is not the same user as you have it even in Endpoint Central. You need to have the same the same usernames, the same users configured in order to get that RP correct working. Sometimes errors, when you have an error or some strange behavior, it can be even easily fixed when you have up here that yellow sign showing you, telling you that there is a new version out there to install, a hotfix or something like that. So I'd suggest making first your backups, a snapshot, and have the database backed up, and then just make a new that update, that hotfix of it. You will find it even here if something, a new version might be there. You will find it here when you click on it, but here I have it up to date. There it would be shown as well. Or when we are here already, you see, my trial version will expire tomorrow. But 25 devices is sufficient for me in my test environment. And you might see here even an issue when you go on that license. You will find the usage details. How many devices are licensed, how many technicians, and how many devices you have already managed, or technicians you have managed. And if you have the other features enabled or not, and what is licensed or under licensed in the meanwhile. That's something you will find here as well. When you do a troubleshooting with Manage Engine or your partner in your country, then they might ask you to upload the logs. There again, the server logs, as I told you, within your root installation folder, you will find that server logs. Those logs, the whole log folder, zip it and then upload it to the link Manage Engine will provide. Sometimes it might get errors in zipping it directly from here, so then copy it to another location, the whole folder, and then zip it. The same is for the logs of the central server of the agent. Program files 86, manage engine, and there is that log folder again. Zip it and then upload it. And then there is a small request from my side. Please, when it comes to support, when you open a case with Manage Engine through that dialog down here, raise a ticket, or even within the chat, that's another way for troubleshooting, opening the chat and chat with Manage Engine. When you open a case, please describe what you already did and give some screenshots already so the technician can help you quicker. When I'm doing support, I'm still often I love to be in the support as well and take some cases. I can read only module browsers is not working. Yeah, okay. What did you do? Is there a screenshot? Is there an error message or something? As better as you describe it, as more helpful the support team can be. So you won't have that ping pong. That's it for today with the troubleshooting in Endpoint Central. I hope it has been useful to you, and I hope to see you soon again.